you log into, for the very first time when you log into Medicare Center, you're going to get a couple things. Number one, you're going to get a pop-up window. I don't have it here with me now, but a pop-up window is going to be, here is your Medicare Center phone number. The reason why that's really cool is that if you have the inability currently, if you're brand new and maybe you're unaware, we now know that you have to record, as of today, you have to record all conversations and all phone calls with Medicare beneficiaries. After September 30th, that'll go down to only sales calls, but you'll still need the ability to record your phone calls. Medicare Center does give you the ability to record your calls. And usually what I do is I'll give a presentation of what it looks like. If you're interested in using Medicare Center to make phone calls and record phone calls, let me know. At the end of this, I'll do a full demonstration of it. But most people by now have come up with a solution or they're currently using this. So if you are interested in it, let me know. I'll do a full presentation here at the end of it. But in order to figure out exactly what your Medicare Center phone number is, what you're going to do is, this is, of course, my staging site. Your name will be right here. You click on that, go to account, and it'll have it right here, your agent phone number. So something that's really interesting about this is that if an agent, so if a consumer, you give this number out, if a consumer calls you, this is the phone number that they would call, and it will ring to whatever phone number you have on file. So this is my phone number. So if an agent or a consumer calls this number, it will ring to this phone number, but be recorded through Medicare Center, which is really neat. Now what they do is they take your area code of your number here, and they will create a phone number based and make it the same area code as you, so it looks like a local number, which is really cool. A couple other things I'll bring to your attention. Obviously, you can update your email addresses here, your information. One really cool thing that you can do is it's this agent website. They call this a PURL, a personal URL. So let me show you guys, which is really cool. So if you're using, if you have like a website, a Facebook page, any online presence, and you're emailing your clients, you can email your clients, and they can be able to create their own profiles, update their own medications, update the providers that they take, and shop and enroll themselves into Medicare Advantage plans. And if they do enroll themselves into a Medicare Advantage plan or PDP plan using this link, then you get full credit as the agent and they're considered agent of record. There's also another cool thing that when you copy this link for the first time, I'll say successfully copy to clipboard. What's really cool is that when you do that one time, you will be able to be found on Plan Enroll. You might be asking, Olivia, what is Plan Enroll? Plan Enroll is basically an integrity-produced advertisement, right? And what it is that they're going to be doing commercials, print advertising, flyers, all sorts of stuff. And what it's designed to do is designed to match up consumers, beneficiaries, people looking for information to local agents utilizing integrity. And so what they'll do is they can come on here, they can put in the zip code that they're in, or they can click contact an agent. And when they click contact an agent, they put in their zip, and it'll pull up a list of agents who have copied this. Let me go out of here. A list of agents who have copied this link. All you have to do is just copy and paste it once. You now are on this Plan Enroll website, which is really cool. Now, another thing to keep in mind, the more that you use your Medicare Center account, the higher up on this list you will appear on Plan Enroll. So that's kind of a side point. There's other things more to do with like the Lead Center platform, but this just is a cool thing. So make sure when you do get your Medicare Center account, just go here, click on your name, go to account, and copy this link, and then paste it to your website, paste it to your Facebook page, wherever you need to do. Once you do that, you get enrolled into that Plan Enroll program, which is really cool. Couple other things here. Again, let's go back to this agent website. You copy when your client, let me just paste that here. When your client visits your website, what's cool is going to have, right now, again, I'm in a staging one, but whenever like they start shopping for plans, it'll have the plans that you represent, it'll have your name, it'll have your contact information, and they're coming up with more ways to have your picture there, your logo. So they're coming up with more ways to customize it to you, but essentially it allows clients to kind of do their pre-shopping. Now, Mary, you do bring up a good point. Right now, Mary, what I would recommend doing, because it's only going to show the plans that you represent, and you do have a corporation with UHC. So yes, you would need to do both of them so that your UHC does show up on a separate link. But I will tell you guys, the majority of your clients are not going to use your link to enroll, but it is really cool for those individuals who are like, hey, I want to do my own shopping. I want to kind of see what's in the market, see what's available first, and then send them that link, and then you can help them. You know, people who want to do a little bit of their own research, so still a little protected. Let's get back into the Medicare Center platform, right? So let's go back to dashboard. Here's what I want to show you guys. Like I mentioned, I showed you guys that you are able to take phone calls, make phone calls, all of that through the platform. You also have the ability to send scope of appointments, store scope of appointments, send applications, be able to take applications face-to-face. It does all of that, which is really cool. And here's kind of the recent activity. You can see like I've created trial clients. I've had people finish scope of appointments, things like that. Let's go through these contacts. And also, like if I have, like you can see here, these are some people who called me using my Medicare Center phone number. I can link those incoming calls to those clients. So let's call this one. This one was an inbound call. I linked to contact. It's going to say, hey, look, here's some possible matches. This number matches this profile for Olivia Richardson. That's my number. So I can click on that and have those calls automatically linked, which is pretty cool. Let's go to the contacts. Like I mentioned, Medicare Center is both a CRM and an enrollment platform. So a couple things I want to show you guys on the contacts. Number one, you have the ability to mass import and mass export a list of your clientele. So number one, if you're currently using another platform, like maybe you're just using like Excel files and things like that, if you just click this button here, import, what you'll do is you'll download this template, fill out this template that gets downloaded, it's name, first name, last name, email address, fill this out, and then you can mass upload a list of your clients into the contact center, which is really cool. So you don't have to go into it and do it one by one. You can mass upload a list of your clients. If you want to do a mass download of your list of clients, for example, some things that I find really cool is like I want to pull every client that I currently have a scope of appointment signed with, or every client, every lead that comes in. This is another really cool way to work your leads if you're using Lead Center. Obviously, you can just come over here to the name, click there, and it'll download anybody that you have in there, and then you just export that out. So a lot of other organizations, like I know Connecture, Sunfire, these other platforms do not have the ability to mass upload or mass download the list. So Integrity wanted to make it very clear, very important. They did not want your information to be held hostage, which is, I think, I like that a lot. Now, I mentioned that there are ways for you to be able to kind of filter these lists. So if you come over here, there's like, obviously you can view it a different way. You can view it like the tile format versus the list format. Over here, whenever you say like sort by, I love this. You can sort by first name, last name, date added, any upcoming reminders. Like I said, this one had a May 30th reminder. And then you can also sort by tags. Tags is a feature, or we can sort by types. So tags is a feature that I think is really cool. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. But you have the ability to, if you say like, I want to pull a list of all of my clients who have signed a scope of appointment with me, or all of my clients who has turned in an application with me. You can do that by just clicking like quoted, people who've applied, things like that, which is really cool. So you can filter by all sorts of different ways. A lot of this stuff is automated as well. So if I go to, Olivia's profile, I can see that Olivia Richardson has signed a scope of appointment. However, let's just play around with this one. Let's say I go to Matt Carson's profile. Right now, pay attention, the stage is at new. So I go to Matt Carson, I do all this stuff. Let's just say it's time for me to send Matt his scope of appointment. I'm going to come over here. I'm in his profile. I click scope of appointments, send. I can choose how I want to send Matt his scope of appointment. He's not expecting this at all. Why don't I text him? That'll be fun. Text him his scope of appointment. He's going to be so confused. Now look, the stage has been automatically updated to SOA sent. And I can come down here and see scope of appointment sent via text message. Now, if I want to, on his profile, since I sent the scope of appointment, I can make a little note in here that says, you know, has no idea what's coming. This will be funny. I can do that. I can also put something in there that's important, like I got this contact or set a scope appointment set per his request on this day per this email. So it allows you to get into, and once he does go in there and sign a scope of appointment, let me go back to show you a different contact. Once he goes and actually does sign a scope of appointment, you can actually come in here and see completed scopes of appointments that this person completed prior. It does store the scope of appointments for 10 years as well. So again, a couple other things I want to show you guys. One of the things is going to be these tags. I kind of mentioned it on how it helps you on a mass basis when you're just pulling lists of data. But one thing you can do with these tags, some of them are automated. Others are going to be things that you can manipulate and you can change. So for example, products, when I enroll, like let's say Olivia Richardson, let's say she currently has a med sub with me and a PDP. So I can go ahead and apply that. She has those tags on her. Went ahead and applied that. She has those tags on her. So I know if I want to go ahead and pull all of my clients that have a Medicare supplement with me, I can do that. Some upcoming things. So if I also wanted to create a tag, so let's say I have this tag here, she's a med sub and PDP with me. If I wanted to be specific and say she has United Healthcare AARP med sub with me, I can go down here to other. You can see I've already made one. I've already made a tag for you for a Medicare Advantage. So I can come up here and say, let's say she has Mutual of Omaha with me. Mutual of Omaha. So I go ahead and click apply. So I now have a new tag that I've created that she has. So I'm going to untag that UHC one. She has Mutual of Omaha with me. She has a med sub with a PDP. And there's this other one that's campaigns. This is more so going to be like if I'm using Lead Center as a lead source. And I'll show you guys more. This will be automated. Now, come AEP, one really cool feature, if you use MedicareCENTER to enroll your client into a plan, it's going to automatically tag them as an MAPD client, and it's going to automatically tag the plan name that they're in. Reason why that's going to be really cool is if you have all that data in there and it happens automatically, come next year, whenever, you know, when ANOCs are rolled out, if you like, this plan is absolutely going terrible, I need to contact every one of my clients on that plan, all you'll have to do is just go to your contacts and filter by tags and click everybody that has this UHC plan one, which will be really cool. So again, that will be automated. Right now, you do have to physically do it yourself, but it's going to be a really awesome platform in order to kind of automate you and help you store and also be able to organize your book of business and organize your client base. Again, reminder, guys, this is a free platform. This is costing you nothing to use. So just keep that in mind as well. Let me go back to Olivia Richardson's profile. So we kind of talked about like how tags work, why they're effective, things like that. A couple other things I want to show you in the profile before we actually get into the quoting portion. Yeah, Mary, we actually haven't gotten to the plan part yet. So Mary, I will get to that here in a little bit. But before we get into like how to actually quote, how to actually enroll somebody in a plan, I just want to go over some more features that the CRM platform actually has. So one thing, obviously, whenever you're either working in a current profile or creating a profile, there's some things that you can do over here when you're wanting to like put in their obviously you want to come in here and say their information, first name, last name, contact, where they live, zip code, all that stuff. But then you can also come down here and put in their providers. What's really cool is all the information that you put in here in their pharmacy, providers, all of that stuff will upload to the carrier stuff. So we'll upload so that it'll pull the carriers that have IAS Halabula in network, or it will say how much that Lipitor is going to cost for that client. So it is really important when you're building their profiles or editing their profiles that you come over here and actually input their prescriptions and input the providers. Yeah, Mary. So Mary is asking one more time just to view how to tag the plans or how to tag to make sure that you don't have to look that up every single time. Again, Mary, what will happen come this AEP, if you use MedicareCENTER to automatically enroll somebody into a plan, it'll automatically tag them to that plan, It doesn't have that capability today. So today what I recommend is coming down here to tags, going to other, and creating your own tag. So that is what I recommend doing today. Anyway, some more things to show. Obviously, we can edit this information. Like I mentioned, we can send and share and save scope of appointments. The scope of appointment process is super simple. All you have to do, we did it to Carson just a little bit ago, but whenever you are reading the scope of appointment, you go in the scope of appointment here, click send. You can text the scope of appointment, or you can email the scope of appointment, or you can do both. So I'll show you guys what it looks like to the client's perspective whenever you email it. I'll go ahead and click this. Let me pull up my email. I'll get an email here. You guys can see what I'm shopping on for Amazon. They get an email from no reply. So click on that. It says, Dear Olivia Richardson, this will be your name. It says Senior Marketing Specialist. This will be your name. But then you can go ahead and click here as complete an SOA. This is what the scope of appointment looks like. You can convince them. One thing I want to show about the scope of appointment, guys, which I recently learned and I am so excited about. Obviously, you want them to click Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, prescription drug plans. However, this little button here, ancillary product, this is a CMS approved scope, guys, and it's the first scope of appointment where I've seen this verbiage, the ancillary products. Reason why that's really important is that other scope of appointments that we've seen in the past will say dental, vision, hearing, and hospital indemnity, and that's it. The ancillary products means that we get to actually talk about non-financial products, but still other products. So I'm looking at like home health care and cancer insurance, which are not been listed on other traditional scopes. It is included in the ancillary products here. So still don't put like final expense, annuity, life insurance, nothing like that. But cancer and home health care is something that you can now talk about if you use this scope at a Medicare Advantage appointment, which I find very excited. So once they click those, they'll come down here, put in their information, yada, yada, yada. Are you an authorized representation on behalf? It's asking me, am I the power of attorney? I'm going to say no. I'm just not going to click yes. Checking this box, that acts as their signature. Now it's saying I didn't fill something out. Oh, I don't have state. How do you spell Missouri? Once the information is correct, you click submit. Thank you for completing the scope of appointment. Let's go back to my Medicare Center view. I'm just going to see right now, you can see the stage updated to SOA sent. Let me refresh this. Now it says SOA signed. So my stage automatically updated to SOA signed. Come down here to my activity. I can see this, she signed the scope of appointment. It is marked as complete. So it's marked here. Now it's telling me that I, the agent, need to complete it. So I'll click complete here. Put my information there as an agent. So agent, agent person. Initial method of contact, we'll say current client. Was the scope of appointment signed in the beginning of the appointment? No. Date of appointment completed was today. And checking this box is my signature and submit. There you go. Now here's something that's really cool. Here's the confirmation number. What I recommend doing if you're working with a carrier that does require a scope of appointment be submitted with the application, because keep in mind, this generates a scope, it signs the scope, it stores the scope, it does not send the scope to the company. So if you do an application with a carrier, but they require a scope of appointment be submitted, put this confirmation number on the application and then send the scope of appointment in separately. And again, you can print this out or save a PDF of it by doing the print page, and then you can send that scope of appointment on. So yeah, some cool stuff going on there. Now, when it does come, I haven't seen anybody who bit on the hey, show me how to make calls through this. If you are somebody who wants to know how do I make or receive calls through this, let me know. I'll show you at the end. But I will let you know if you are wanting to make phone calls through Medicare Center, and if you do, it's because you want them recorded. In order to make those phone calls, all you have to do is just click this number and it'll generate a call to the client and a call to your cell phone. And so basically the Medicare Center phone number acts like a conference line. So it'll conference in the client with you and record the entire conversation. When it does record the conversation, I know this one was my abusive client. I've worked with this one a lot. Then you just do you can download the outgoing and incoming calls. You can download them if you want to listen to them after the fact, but it will store them on record for 10 years. Here's another cool thing, just some additional client notes that you can talk about. Client vacations in Florida, has 6 grandkids, watch the dog, very bitey, whatever you want to put, you can keep those notes there. But what I like about, like, again, having the ability to have those notes there, I also, any interaction I do, or I can even include like add new, custom activity, I'm going to put client called me cell, so not recorded, asking about my favorite flavor of chip. Wouldn't that be nice if all of our agents, if that's all they asked, or all of our clients, if they just asked us what our favorite flavor of chips was? But you do have that ability to, again, have and store these custom, these activities in your CRM. Now, if you're asking today, like the level of CRM that this is compared to other CRMs, remember, this one is completely free. You are not charged a penny for using this as your CRM, as your client relationship management tool. I will say it's good today. It's going to be even better in the future, which is something I'm really excited about. Now, when you do have scope of appointments sent and signed, applications sent and signed, anytime somebody does any activity through this, you do receive an email. So right now in my email, I have Olivia Richardson Work has submitted a scope of appointment, has signed the scope of appointment. So I get an email notification every single time my clients do something. Good afternoon, Brandon. This is being recorded. So Brandon, if you're interested, I can send you the recording after the fact. So one more thing I'm going to show you on the CRM platform, it does have this handy dandy reminders tool. So let's just say you have a new client in here and you're like, hey, maybe I couldn't sell them something now, but I collected a permission to contact form and I want to make sure that I give them a call October 1st to set up our AEP appointment. And I can do that because I have a permission to contact form. Just come over here, click add new, set your date. So I want to set this for October 1st and just call them, obtained, how do I spell obtained? Permission to contact, requested call during AEP. Click save. And I now have a reminder going on there. When my reminders are overdue, I will also get an email reminder letting me know that I have an outstanding task in one of my clients. So I'm going to go ahead and complete that. So again, that is some of the basic stuff that the CRM portion of MedicareCENTER does. It is, again, an incredibly awesome platform. It's going to do so much more than it does today, including a lot of that automation that we discussed, automating of tagging your clients with certain plans that they're enrolling in. It's also going to have the ability for some carriers, not all, but the ability to actually communicate with the carrier portals and be able to tell you if that client is still currently enrolled in that plan. So a lot of people have said, like, I didn't know that my client went with a new agent. I didn't know that my client canceled their plan. MedicareCENTER will have the ability for most carriers to actually be able to tell you, hey, this client is no longer a client of yours. They enrolled into another plan. You are not the agent of record. So it will be able to do even more so than a lot of other platforms. The last thing I want to show you guys is the ability to quote and enroll plans using MedicareCENTER. Now, you know me, I want to be incredibly transparent as far as what does this platform allow you to do, what is it great at, what's its shortcomings at. I will tell you, if you ask me today, what is the best enrollment and quoting platform in the game, I would be lying if I said it was MedicareCENTER today. Okay, I'm talking like this, up until this point, I was talking about the CRM, the free CRM, that mine. when you're talking about quoting an enrollment, my 2 cents is I still think that Connecture has a bit of an edge on MedicareCenter. And if you are using the Connecture platform through MedicareCenter, you just click your name up here and click on Medicare app. And that's just me being very transparent. By AEP, Medicare app will be by AEP, MedicareCenter will be the elite best platform in the game. And I'd be pretty hard pressed to think differently. What I tell people when it comes to the quoting and enrollment portion of MedicareCenter, it is the worst it's going to be today, but the resources and the tools that are being poured into this platform are unmatched by any other platform. So Mary says, by AEP, will MedCenter be able to pull meds and doctors from MedCenter? I think you meant from Med app, because it already does. Any information you put in the client's, yes, Med app. Any other information you put in your client's profile, again, here's the zip code, my providers, my prescriptions, automatically goes here. So Mary, I'm glad you asked that. If you are somebody who is currently using Medicare app and is a strong user of Medicare app, every September, MedicareCenter and Medicare app do a one-time, I don't know how else to describe it other than data dump. They take all the information from Medicare app and put it into the CRM of MedicareCenter. And that does include the medications, and it does include the providers that that person has chosen. It is not live, meaning that after that data dump is completed, anything you put into Medicare app will not transfer into MedicareCenter. And there is no intentions on doing that anytime soon. But if you're like, okay, I'm going to use Medicare app now, and then come this AEP, I'll use MedicareCenter, that information will do a one-time transfer. And if you've been using Medicare app for the past several years, it's already done that. They did that last September. So anything that you did from last September to today is not in MedicareCenter, but anything you did prior to that is. I think I may have confused a little bit more. It is not a live feed. There's no intentions on it being a live feed. But again, here is the client information. Now, again, like you can see right now, this is pulling up carriers that I have through Senior Marketing Specialist and other integrity platforms. If you want to look at all carriers available, just scroll down here to additional filters and unclick My Appointed Plans. Once you do that, it'll show up every plan that is available in that county. Now, obviously, I can come up here and I can filter between MAPDs, standalone Medicare Advantage plans, and standalone PDP plans, which is super helpful. I can come over here and choose what effective date. Now, during AEP, it is going to default to a January 1st effective date, but in the meantime, I can choose other effective dates. I can filter by what carriers I want to use, what plan types I want to use, and of course, any of these additional filters as well. Some cool things I want to show, just some quick look stuff. Right here, it'll say just off the bat, without me even having to do any additional research, it'll let me know, is my provider in network and is my pharmacy in network, which is pretty cool. Now here, I did mention, guys, I'm very transparent. I did mention that MedicareCenter does have some shortcomings. I want to make you aware of them. These are things that will be replaced or will be, I wouldn't say fixed, even though they're technically not broken, but they're going to be more preferable here by AEP. Number one is the sort by feature. Sort by premium, sort by star ratings, and drug cost. Right now, Medicare app, aka Connecture, will combine lowest estimated drug cost and lowest premium. So it gives you the total estimated drug cost. MedicareCenter today is one or the other. By AEP, it will have a total estimated cost that you're able to filter by as well. Here's something that I think is really cool too. You can also filter by star rating. So during the off season, you can go ahead and pull like, hey, do I have any 5-star plans available? Because we know that there are 5-star plan SCPs that we can be utilizing. So if you're like, hey, is there a 5-star plan in my area? You can do just by clicking sort by highest, lowest 5-star plan. Another thing you'll notice right here is that it has a little feature called supplemental coverage recommendations. This will tell you maybe some holes or significant gaps in the Medicare Advantage coverage. Almost all of them are going to have cancer, but what I love about this, it opens up the doorway for you all to start cross-selling. So you'll see some things here earlier, all of these say cancer, but there was a couple whenever I switched it. Let me go back to the other one that had like, yes, this one said DVH, hospital indemnity short-term recovery cancer. So this is saying that it doesn't have a strong dental vision hearing benefit. It doesn't have a strong hospital benefit. So it's telling me all the things that I should cross-sell if I'm going to write an Anthem Meadow Blue plan, which I think is really helpful. It's taking the cross-selling pressure off of you and putting it on technology. Leslie is saying that she has lost sound. Has anybody else lost sound? And if you have, then I'm talking to nobody. Because how would you know to respond? I think other people are hearing me, so that's fine. Okay. Okay, thank you, Brandon. Because it's kind of like the raise your hand if you're not here. Like that's not helpful. So again, that's basically what this looks like, what the platform looks like as far as quoting and enrollment. Some cool things that you can do. Number one, if you want to compare some plans side by side, you can compare up to 3 plans side by side. So let's say I want to compare this Aetna Prime Care. I want to compare that one. Let's say I want to compare AARP plan, and I want to compare this AARP plan side by side. I just click them. You can see they show up down here. I click compare. Thank you, Carol. Okay. So I can compare, and then it'll really line up the plans side by side, including estimated drug costs, estimated annual costs, my providers and network, so I can really make an educated, decision. What plan fits my lifestyle? What plan fits my wallet? So it allows you, like, if you know I'm only these are the 3 plans, I need to show them only these 3 plans, you can do that. Something I find really cool about this as well is that once you do these 3 plans, let's say you're not face-to-face to a client, maybe some of your clients, you're just like, hey, just tell me what plan I need to enroll with and I'll do it. You can text or email these plans, these comparisons to your client. Let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to email this to Olivia. And it is very confusing. For those of you who forgot, my name is also Olivia. So like, it's the same person. It's not a Weekend at Bernie situation. I'm just not creative. So here I go. I get 2 more emails. Both of them are going to be from now replies. When you send somebody you send somebody quotes, these quotes, let me go back over here. Here we go. These quotes are actually including their medications that they're on, including their providers, and it includes HIPAA specific information. So you have to make sure it's extra secure. So they'll get 2 emails. One of them is going to be a code. So here's their code that they'll get. And another email is going to be the button to view the plans. I'll look at here. They'll put in their code. And here you go. It shows me the plans exactly as my agent sent it to me. I can see it side by side. Now, if I'm the client and I decide, yes, this is the plan that I want, I can come back up here and just click enroll. And I can go ahead and start the enrollment process. Of course, right now it's saying authentication required because I'm on a staging site and I'm trying to submit an actual application. But your clients do have the ability to enroll you based on the quote that you sent them, which is really cool. Now, let's go back to my Medicare Center account. So let's just say me as the client, I'm back in my agent-facing one. Let's just say I decide, let me go back to my plan list. Make sure I'm filtering off everything else. I'm going to go ahead and X out of these because they are distracting. Now, let's just say I do want to go ahead. Let me find a plan that I'm not eligible to enroll in, a plan that I'm not appointed in. May not be able to have one here. If I'm showing a plan, because right now I'm showing all of my plan, all the plans in the area. If there is a plan that I'm not eligible to enroll in because I don't have that carrier through a integrity partner, then it'll still allow me to look at plan details, but this button will be grayed out and I can't click it. And it means I won't be able to send that plan to a consumer because the carrier, I don't have that contract and the carrier has not given me permission to talk about that plan. So let's just say now I want to enroll somebody in this Aetna Medicare Select plan. Of course, I can click view details or plan details and look at everything here, including like prescriptions. And they'll let me know exactly like how much my medications are going to cost, everything like that. Some significant upgrades that are coming to this platform. Like I mentioned, I'm very transparent. Medicare app, aka Connecture, currently allows you to be able to say, okay, this is how much the drug is going to cost per month. In July, you're going to hit your donut hole, and this is how much it's going to cost then. Today, Medicare Center does not do that. AEP, it will. So again, like I mentioned, Medicare Center, the quoting enrollment is the worst it's ever going to be today. It's still pretty dang cool, and we have major improvements coming to the platform. Now, when we get to the point where I've gone over the plan, and again, I can just share a single plan as well. I can text or email my client just one plan that they can enroll themselves into, or if I'm with them face to face, I click enroll. Now, here's the cool thing. If I am face to face with my client, I can click here and says agent to complete the enrollment for myself, meaning that I'm face to face. We're going to complete the enrollment here right now. If I'm not face to face with my client, I can click send the enrollment link to the client. It still allows me to complete my half of it. I send it to the client via either text message or email, and then they can just do a signature that way. So if all they want, it still is a compliant sale because it gives them the star ratings, the plan benefits, the providers, it does all of that, but they don't have to fill out their own information. They just have to do a e-signature on that, which is going to be pretty cool. Now, once you do fill out an application, the application will automatically populate with all information that you have in that client's profile, including name, it'll have name, address, phone number. It'll auto-populate with all of that stuff and can save you a significant amount of time. So that is the majority, guys, of the quoting enrollment platform. Again, I do want to be very, very transparent in telling you that, like, the CRM I find is incredibly encompassing. We're going to be seeing a lot more automation. We're going to be seeing a lot more tools added to the CRM. It does store, and if you make a phone call via Medicare Center, it does store those calls as well. So it is kind of like a one-stop shop, especially for those who are looking for a really affordable, and by affordable, it's free, platform to store your client's information, which I'm a huge fan of. Mary says she's looking forward to the AEP improvements on the quoting and enrollment side. Mary, me too. I'm really excited for what they're going to have there. It's going to be really cool to see everything that they come up with that. The only thing, I didn't get any bites of anybody who was interested in learning how to make and receive phone calls through the platform, but that's okay. You guys, if you have other means of being able to call, record your phone calls. The last thing I will say is this button right here, the I'm available button. It's a little toggle here. Reason why I love this available button is if you are going to be purchasing or using Lead Center as a prospecting tool or as a marketing tool, Lead Center is, again, I'll click on it right here. Lead Center should look really familiar. It's another integrity platform that is, again, it's kind of like if your lead company and Amazon had a baby, it would look like Lead Center. Let me go ahead and log in real quick. And what it does is essentially allows you to buy 2 different types of leads. Now, by types, it does internet leads, Facebook leads, social media leads, YouTube leads, mail order leads, telephonic leads. It does all the types of leads. But by 2 types, it allows you to buy on-demand leads, meaning that, like, hey, I'm bored. I need to go ahead and buy, let's just do some life insurance leads in, some life insurance social media leads in Missouri. So like I can go ahead and like buy these leads. There looks like there's 135 leads available. They're YouTube leads. I can go ahead and buy them $5 a pop. So I do have the ability to do that. Or I can go ahead and set up a campaign to where I'm getting real-time incoming phone leads, internet leads, things like that. What I love about this is that you can see here it says I'm available. That button's the exact same button here as this I'm available button. What that does, if you have a live campaign going on, if you mark that you are available, then you'll be able to start receiving your live leads. Like, for example, like an internet lead, we know that an internet lead is considered cold after 3 minutes. That's why internet leads were traditionally only good for like call centers or large people who can pick up the phone within seconds of receiving the lead. Normal field agents didn't have that capability because maybe you're driving, maybe you're at an appointment, maybe you're meeting somebody. So you didn't really have that luxury. Now, if you're doing a live campaign through Lead Center, you can click and toggle on this I'm available button and start receiving those leads. And that way, if you get a phone call or you're in a meeting, you can mark yourself as unavailable and you're not spending money on leads that you can't work appropriately. So making it to where you're actually spending money when you're ready to receive those leads, which I find incredibly helpful. It's a universal toggle. So if you mark that you're available here, it'll also mark you available in your Lead Center account, which I love. Also, whenever you purchase health leads through Lead Center, those health leads, I'm sorry, I have so many tabs. Those health leads will show up in your contacts and they'll show up as new, or you can come over here to your tags and filter everybody who is tagged in campaigns as a call lead, data lead, meta enroll lead, exclusive to Lead Center. So you can say like, oh, I want to see anybody who came to me via Lead Center. And it'll pull up every client that you purchase or every name that came to you as a lead. Just something a little extra if you are intending on kind of immersing yourself in the platform and utilizing both Lead Center and MedicareCENTER. You can use MedicareCENTER without Lead Center and vice versa, but it's just like if you're going to be needing a platform and wanting to buy leads, it's all kind of here in one spot. And that is Lead Center, or excuse me, that is MedicareCENTER. So at this point, if I do see some people in the box. They may show like they have their my attendees box. It shows that they have like their hand raised and like that. The only way that I can answer your questions with this platform is to be able to, if you ask them in that questions box, in that chat box. So go ahead in the questions box, type out your questions. I'm here, I don't have any plans, so I'm here as long as you all need me to. But I do really appreciate you all hanging out with me today. Again, if you do have any questions, comments, concerns, sets or promises, now is the time to ask. The entire time was the time to ask, but now is specifically a great time to ask. Happy to answer any lingering questions that you all may still have. Awesome. Well, if you guys do have any additional questions, do not hesitate to reach out to Senior Marketing Specialist, Senior Marketing Specialist, or myself. Either way is fine. The number here is 1-800-689-2800. Again, 1-800-689-2800. You can also shoot me an email directly. My email address is olivia.richardson@smsteam.net. olivia.richardson@smsteam.net. So until next time, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, an even better rest of your week, and we'll see you then. Thanks, everybody.